Hi everybody, it's Alex Tennis and welcome to the Yonex Vcore 100 review. Let's go. So the Yonex Vcore 100 is a really interesting racket. So as you may not know, the Vcore Pro line from Yonex is the control line. So you have the Vcore for the spin, you have the E-Zone for the power, and then you have the Vcore Pro. And so the Vcore Pro is meant for a bit more control. And that was the case for, I would say, until 2019, and then they switched a bit the model. If you don't know, the old Vcore Pro 100 was really thin. It was like a 21 millimeters beam racket with 100 square inch head size. So it was kind of a weird spec racket. It had a lot of control and pretty much no power from the 100 square inch head size. So they decided to go with a larger beam for this version, so it should be more powerful. Now, let's see if this racket is gonna be too much powerful or it's gonna be the blend between the old version who were too much control and this version who could be like really powerful. What I expect from this frame is to be really comfortable. I know that some people are saying that the Vcore Pro is a bit stiff, but personally I find that they're a really comfortable racket. So for me, this racket should be really comfortable. Now let's see if the racket is easy to play or not. Let's go with the specs. This is a 100 square inch head size racket. The unstrung weight is 300 grams, so not that really heavy. It's a standard weight. And then you have a 16 by 19 in it. Like I said, the beam is a bit larger than the older version. So if you have an old version, the 2019 or older version of the Vcore Pro 100, this one is a bit different. Should be more stable though. Talking about this cosmetic, like I said for the 97D, I'm not a really fan of the cosmetic. For me, the best cosmetic was when it was a navy blue with the red. The green one in 2019 was fine, but this one I'm not really a fan of it. But who cares? The only thing that matters if this racket is good or not, and let's find it on the tennis court. On the court with the Yonex Vcore Pro 100, I have to say that I felt really solid with this racket. I felt like this racket was really giving me enough power, enough spin, but also enough control. And yes, you need to adapt a bit to this racket. It took me like 5 minutes to really adapt to this one, because at the beginning every of my ball was going out because I felt like it has too much power. But once you get the feel for how much power this racket has, it feels really good. And I feel like it's a racket meant for offensive player. If you're not attacking with this racket, then it's a bit tougher. But yeah, I really feel like the wider beam really helps to create this power. I don't feel like it's a control-oriented racket like the older version. It felt overall pretty good, and I feel like this racket has really made evolution in the terms of, it's modern. It's for the modern style of player that really loves to attack and really loves to grind from the baseline. And I think that Yonex really fully understood what the player were asking them to do. Like you saw, I completely missed my smash, and that's my next point. At the volley, it's not the best. I felt like we missed a bit of feel, but overall, I get it. Like, it's normal. You can get a good racket in the baseline and at the net. So for me, I'm fine with it. All right. So I say, I've tried this racket for like 2 hours, and it was really like a roller coaster of events. First, when I took the racket, I felt like it was too much powerful, and I was like, okay, this racket is really on the power side of things. It's too much power, no control. It's not really like a Vcore Pro. And then, I don't know, I was used to this racket a bit more and all that stuff, and finally, I managed to play really well with this racket. And I start to really love, the whole feeling of the racket, and for me, it felt, much better after it. Is it more powerful? Like I said, yes, but it still had the control, but it feels really more stable. The older version was not really stable, so when you were in the defensive side of a point, it was really tough to win. But with this one, I feel like if you're on the defensive or the offensive side of the point, then you can still win. So for me, that's a big plus. The downgrade is the volley, so you're not really feeling the volley like you were with the older version. So if you like the Vcore Pro for that, don't go with this one. I would recommend this racket to every player who are searching a bit of power, but with the control and a 100 square inch head size. If you have tried the new Vcore 100 and you feel like it's too much power, this one is perfect for you. And I feel like it's one of those rackets where the string can really make the difference. So if you're playing with a 4G in it, or if you're playing with the multi-filament in it, the racket is going to be completely different. So really go with the string that you want to fit your game. So yeah, overall really a solid racket, and I really like it. Now let's go with the Alex rating. So I would give this racket, you know, was a good racket. It needs a good rating. So I would go with 8.13 out of 10. Thanks for watching. Hope you have liked the video. Don't forget to like, to comment, and to subscribe. And see you next time. Bye bye.